every once in a while I get a watch on here where I really struggle to not buy it. This is one of them. This is part of Mimo's jewelry barn find. I'm going to put a link, not necessarily directly to this watch, but you'll be able to find it in there, whether it's sold or still available. That's all going to depend on when it sells because there's only one. But in his barn finds, you'll find pre-owned watches that he goes through. Like this one needed a service. So he bought the watch and then sent it to Hamilton for a full service. So this has a 24-month warranty covered by Hamilton because of that service. And that is really cool. That's, that attention to detail. You want to make sure. Now it's still a used watch. There's some marks on it and stuff like that. Actually, we can zoom in and we can take a closer look at that as I talk about the size of the watch. But you can clearly see why I'm drawn to this thing is because it's just different. You don't see watches like this with this type of crown system, and I'm going to show that in detail as well. But before we do that, let's talk about the size. This is a full titanium case. I believe it's just like raw titanium, like grade 2 or something. It is a 40 millimeter case, a 48 millimeter lug to lug. The thickness is only 12.25, including that double dome sapphire crystal, which has AR coating, even though it suffers from the glare that most Hamiltons do. This one's maybe not quite as bad, but it's definitely there. The 20 millimeter lug opening, and then crown. If you want to know the measurement of this one, which is just ginormous, is 9.9 millimeter. It's almost 10 millimeter, but it always lands with the H squared like that. So if we unscrew it, that's how you keep your 200 meter water resist. But if you unscrew it, there's a little 4 millimeter crown, which shockingly is actually still easy to use because of the texture on it. You can just wind it in this position, and then you kind of need fingernails to grab it. I think you can do the meat of your finger, but then you can pull it out, set the date, and hack the movement and set the time. The movement inside, and the threads on this are so good too. The weight on this watch with the strap is 62 millimeter. 62 grams. Sorry, I got millimeter in my mind or something. So the movement in here, which is displayed, is actually the ETA 2895-2. And like I said, it's coming off a fresh service. So good to go. And I did throw it on the time grapher. It is performing well within specifications. And this is a new strap that Mimo also spec'd out for the watch. I'm assuming the original strap was either gone or just in bad shape. But check out the way that is fastened on there. Just has a little retention ring going around there, a little collar, and then it has a pivoting part there to hold the crown. Just kind of flops out of the way. Super easy to use. Everything lines up. And like I said, when you screw it back down, the H always lines up. So this movement has 42-hour power reserve, all that good stuff. You can see kind of a classic Hamilton design there. Loomed Arabics, nice syringe handset, basically small seconds, position just above the 6 o'clock, and then the date at the 3 o'clock, just barely biting into that 3, not really upsetting the dial too much. But you do miss out on the 15 if that bugs you too much, on the 24-hour track. Let's pop this on my 7.25 inch wrist, approximately, depending on how bad I've eaten that day or how much water I've had. So there we go. There it is on my 7.25 inch wrist. Love the titanium. Love the military look to it. Hamilton's a good brand. And then just the way that crown is, it's just super cool. The small seconds. Yeah, very tempted. So Mimo has this priced out at $1,250. Not bad. I was looking around. That's kind of the market price on them. But I can't seem to find too many in this raw titanium. A lot of the ones I find, they're actually coated cases. And if you're looking for one of these, this is circa 2000, so I think it was early 2000s. It's called the Khaki Navy Frogman Titanium. I I think the model number is H774450. I'll put a link in the description with the best I can. Let me give this a quick blast of the UV light. Let's kill the studio lights and check the lume on this thing. The lume seems pretty dang good for being an early 2000s Hamilton too, because only more recently have I noticed decent lume from the brand. This one seems like pretty good. Maybe it was just reserved for the Frogman series that Hamilton did. Now it's fading, so it's probably C1, but it seems like a pretty healthy application. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next vid.